How's it, Mo? Welcome back to Backgammon. So today we're going to start our third tutorial. Remember in the first tutorial, we learned how to set up the board.
Mm.
Second tutorial, we concentrated on the rules with rolling of the dice, and we started playing a few checkers around the board. You remember?
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Okay, so today what we're going to focus on is again moving some checkers around the board, rolling doubles. For example, a 1 and a 1, double 1, 2 and a 2, double 2, double 3, double 4, double 5, double 6, and hitting the opponent. Okay, which is interesting. One of the most interesting parts of backgammon.
Okay.
Okay. So, just to go back to tutorial number 2. Okay. So we roll a dice, for example, 5 and a 2, and I told you can play any of your pieces of 5 and a 2, for example, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 1, 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Remembering, we're going clockwise. We have to move in this direction. And you will be moving in that direction.
Yes.
Into your home board, and I'm going to get my pieces into my home board.
Okay.
Off the board, and whoever gets the pieces off the board first wins the game. Okay. So, something very interesting happens when we roll a double. Okay. For example, a double 4. Okay. So you can pretty much roll a double 1, double 2, double 3, double 4, double 5, double 6. So let's say, for example, you roll a double 4. So from what we learned in tutorial number 2 is you would think you could play 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. But something happens when you roll a double. You're able to play the checker 4 times. Okay? As opposed to if you roll a 5, 2 or a 6, 3, you can play the 6 and the 3. Whereas if you roll a double, you get 4 turns, not 2. So, for example, we can move 1, 2, 3, 4. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And again from here, say for example, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we get to play it 4 times. Okay. Which really helps when later on we'll see how it actually helps to roll doubles.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So remember when I told you, so roll a number for example.
Double 1.
Okay, there you go, double 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could play a 6 4 times.
Okay.
So roll another number other than a double.
Other than a double, I don't know if I know how to roll anything but a double.
Okay, so for example, 5 4.
Yeah. So then I can go 1, 2, 3.
No, remember you have to go in
that
this,
way, sorry.
in this direction.
So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No. It will go 1.
Oh, yeah, skip this
3,
one.
4,
Yeah,
5.
that's what I was trying to do. Yeah.
Okay. So remember when I said to you, you cannot land on a point that your opponent occupies.
Yes.
Okay, but there's an exception to this rule. If you have less than 2 men occupying a point, so for example, this man is vulnerable. There's only 1 man on this point, and this man's vulnerable. Okay. Whereas if you had more than 2 checkers, for example, 2, 3, 4, or 5, then I couldn't land. If I rolled a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I couldn't land. Or a 7, 6, 7, I couldn't land because you got more than 1 checker. But because you only have 1 checker on a point, these men become vulnerable. And they're called blots.
Okay.
Okay? So you pick up your dice. Now it's my turn to roll. So let's say, for example, I roll a 4 and a 2. Now I'm able to hit this checker, which is one of the most exciting things about backgammon.
Okay.
Remember in the first tutorial we said our checkers will come into conflict with each other. So we're able to actually hit this checker and put it on what's called the ball.
Okay.
Okay. Which means you pretty much have to come back into my home board, and now instead of 2 checkers, you've got to bring 3 checkers all the way around to get all these checkers into your home board and off the board.
Okay.
Now, as we go along, I'm going to explain to you and teach you. Sometimes you actually want to get hit. It's beneficial to get hit. You know, don't think, oh no, now I've got to come all the way around again. Sometimes it actually suits you to get hit. And you bring all your soldiers together as a combination. You'll be so surprised with your 15 checkers and your 2 dice how powerful backgammon can be. So, just going back to having blots, being the beginning of the game, you don't have to be nervous to get hit. Okay?
Okay.
So, let's say we go back to this position. Now I roll the dice. So I roll a 2 and a 3. So I hit you 1, 2, and I put you on the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And a 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I put another man on the bar.
Mm.
Okay. Now you roll the dice. Okay, so you roll a 1 and a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Now you come on the 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you come on the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you've got to bring all these men around. It might sound like you're at a disadvantage, but sometimes very often it can work to your advantage.
Yeah.
Very often I want to get hit and come around with more men.
Mm.
Okay, but as we play more,
Yeah.
you'll see more. So don't be scared to make your checkers vulnerable in the beginning of the game.
Okay.
Okay. But what's very important to know is, so let's put the position, say for example, like this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled the 2 and the 3 and I hit you, now you were on the bar.
Yeah.
Okay, now you roll your dice. Okay, so you roll a 1 and a 4. So you can come on the 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4. But you can see I'm occupying this point because I've got more than one checker.
Yes. Would that mean my checker has to stay on the board?
Your checker now has to stay on the bar.
Mm.
Okay, so you pick up your dice and I would carry on the game.
Okay.
So I would carry on with red. Okay, so I'll roll a 3 and a 1. So let's say, for example, I roll 1, 2, 3, and I play the 1 there.
Okay.
So you roll again. No, so as you can see, you can come in with a 1, 2, or 3.
Yes.
You can't come in with a 4, 5, 6. I'm occupying those points.
I'm gonna roll a 1 and a 6.
Okay, 4 and 5. So you can't get on.
I can't get on, yeah.
Okay, roll again.
So now every round I play, I'm trying to get this back on the board.
You got to get
Do I have to get this on the
you got
board
to get
before I
this on
can
the
move
board
anything else?
so you can carry on moving your pieces.
Okay. Okay. Then maybe I need a 1. Need a 1.
Okay,
There we go.
so you roll a 1. Now you can continue playing your game. You can't move this 1, 2, 3, 4 because as you can see, there's more than one checker occupying a point. So you won't be able to move this 1, 2, 3. And that's the whole thing about backgammon. You want to submit your opponent. So basically your options are to play this one 4, this one 4, or this one 4.
I'll take that one 4.
Okay, so that's pretty much this tutorial.
Mm.
So very often in the game, it would actually be nice, let's say for me as red, to occupy one of your points here. So if you do hit me and I come into the bar, for example like this, I'll be occupying that. I can always come on with a 4.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And that's basically what this tutorial is about. Firstly, rolling the doubles, getting 4 turns. When a checker is exposed or vulnerable, you're able to hit the checker. You don't have to be scared to get checkers hit. And like I say, very often it's actually to your advantage to get checkers hit. But as we go along and learn more and more, I'll explain to you why now.